Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a good day and yeah, not working too hard. Hey look, today I'd like to talk about one of Elvis's movies, one of his best ones, Easy Come Easy Go. Yes, and before you all fall to the ground, I actually quite like the film. Not one of his best, granted. Elvis was tired of films by this stage, but it's one of those films that I think if you're feeling a little bit down and you just want a good, basically comedy, have a laugh film, I call it a typical late 60s sort of beach film that obviously they were putting out at those times. I enjoy it. There's a couple of songs obviously in there I don't like, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. So my first one is this is an Australian extended play, obviously, because they all came out on extended plays. So this one is on the original black label. Oops, get that the right way up for you. All right, and that's from '67. Now, as Australia did with a lot of Elvis's releases, they re-released. You know, again, like I've said in the past, it was down to population. You know, so they were sellers. This is the cover for the next one. Same cover. I mean, nothing changed. They didn't alter anything really, except this one is on the orange label, and this is from '72. So we had a five-year gap in between. This one here, and this is what they call the wraparound. Personally, I don't like the wraparounds. Yeah, this is from, on the tan label, this is from '78. I don't know, I just have a real beef with the wraparounds. I just think they're cheap, you know, and nasty, and I don't know if they did them with any other artists, but yeah, it put me off for a long time actually getting these ones, because they just look so cheap and nasty, you know, and I don't think Elvis deserved that, to be honest. Yeah, but this was the last time that Easy Come Easy Go was released in Australia on an EP. Next one I've got is the Old Faithful, I guess you could say, from FTD. Which, let's have a bit of a squiz at that, and then obviously you know that it opens up. Just getting that in there all right. And the back there. This came out in 2007. I've only just recently got it, so I'm not far behind the 8 ball. But it also came with a pretty good booklet. I'll try and show you, you know, some of that. I mean, great photo of Elvis there. Love that photo. Storyboard. I got to admit, I'm torn between FTD and MRS, you know, so I think to play it safe, just like probably everyone else does, I'll just click both, because why not? I don't want to miss out. My wife might want me to miss out occasionally, but I certainly don't. There we are. And the Serious Elvis on the back. You know, great set. I mean, you have to be a little bit, I guess, when you're watching the later Elvis films, and I'm talking probably from Paradise Hawaiian Style onwards, you have to put yourself back in that era, you know, and you know, a little bit of tongue in cheek, you know. '67 when this came out, You know, they're right into the flower power. You know, San Francisco was booming. You know, you had, Woodstock coming up shortly. You know, Elvis was lost with his music, with the direction that he wanted to go in because of the movie contracts. You know, I mean, yoga is as yoga does. Now, could you ever imagine Elvis standing up in Las Vegas and singing that song? No. He never sung it again after he recorded it. You know, but I mean, I like, you know, Easy Come, Easy Go, The Love Machine, You Gotta Stop, I'll Take Love. I mean, yes, they're not the quality of King Creole, Loverdole, All Shook Up, all those sorts of things. And they were never ever intended to be. They're intended to be a movie song and to be played in the context of the movie. They don't stand out outside the movie. Yeah, when was the last time you heard Yoga is as yoga does on the radio as a standalone song? It doesn't happen, you know. But as far as in the context of the movie goes, and that's the same for not only this film but for the others. There are a few songs in his movies that do stand out, stand alone, outside of the context of the movie. But they were written for movies, for this scene, with Elvis doing this, that, and whatever, you know. So you have to place yourself back in the time when that film when it first came out, and forget about everything else, forget about what you've heard, what you watched, any of that stuff, and just put yourself in that moment and enjoy the performance, because all his performances in the films were great. You know, he wasn't someone that was trying to be an actor. He was an actor, and you know, there are a lot of documented cases of people saying that co-starred with him that he was great and he could have been a great actor, but he wasn't given the opportunity, which is dead right. You know, the only real film that I can think of in the late 60s is Charo, where I think he was absolutely fantastic. Only sung one song, title song, that was it, you know. But I think by that time, he was over it. You know, he didn't want to do it anymore, you know, which you can't blame him. The other one that I've got is the good old faithful 2, Follow That Dream. And unfortunately, when I was dealing with it, I ripped the hype sticker. Otherwise, the hype sticker would have been right there. Yeah, I was gutted. Because I really like the hype stickers. I don't leave them on the cover or put them on the cover. I put them on the side A record on the, you know, on that. My reasoning for that is, if the hype sticker was, to me, and this is just my own personal opinion, if the hype sticker was supposed to be on the cover, they would have printed it on the cover. So I want to keep the hype stickers, but I don't want to, disfigure's not the right word, but you know, I don't want to cover up anything that's on the front cover with the hype sticker if it wasn't meant to be there. Oh, sorry about the glare on that. You know, so I just stick it on the back and keep it that way. So I think, you know, Easy Come, Easy Go, like I said, is one of those, it's a feel-good film. You know, if you're feeling down or something and you just want something to lighten your day, you know, you go and put that on, you know, or Tickle Me, or, you know, Girl Happy. But, you know, Easy Come, Easy Go is, I think it was about the third or fourth film of Elvis I've ever seen. So it you know, it holds a special place. I do have the New Zealand release, EP release, and the American EP release of it, but unfortunately I don't have them with me. And trust me, that's very hard, folks. You know, I've got half a collection over one country, and I've got to build another one in another country, and it's like, I've got that. Oh yeah, but it's okay. So you have to, you know, I have to get it. My wife says I have to put the big boy pants on sometimes and stop crying about it. But, you know, it's not easy sometimes when it comes to Elvis. So I think I know easy come, easy go is not everyone's cup of tea, but then also in saying that, I've watched a few channels where people say that they love the film and they don't like the likes of Paradise Hawaiian Style, or even Kissing Cousins, and I'm like, oh, okay. So it's interesting how we all feel about the different things. We'll never ever agree that this is well. I say that, but then I think we probably all do agree that King Creole was probably his best movie role, and I think we'd agree that Loving You was based loosely on his life. I think we'd all agree that we're not quite sure what happened with Frankie and Johnny, even though I think Harry Morgan, the future Colonel Potter and MASH, was a great performance. And even I've heard people saying that Charo, Elvis was trying to be John Wayne or Clint Eastwood, which I don't really think is the case. But hey, look, if you're sitting on the fence about easy come, easy go, give it another chance. It's not going to hurt anything. I watched it again just recently on TV, and I found myself chuckling away at different things in that. Cringing a little bit when he did Yoga but it fits into the scene, and that's what's there, I think Stay Away Joe deserves a little bit more praise at times than what it gets. Great comedian in it. So yeah, give it. Like the title says, easy come, easy go. You're not going to lose anything by watching it, are you? And we all know that it was one that Elvis probably didn't want to do. He was at that stage, he hated the movies and the roles that were getting, and thankfully he didn't have too much longer to go till 69 when he could get out of them. And just speaking on his live performances now, I just want to show you one other thing. I don't know if you've ever seen this, and I'm not very good at this, so don't shoot me. But if you've ever seen this book, this is a book by Joe Tunzi. You'll all know him. Well, he's been around for years. He does a lot of these books. I'll try and do a bit of a flick through. A little bit hard with paperback ones. A lot of black and white sort of shots, all from 61 when Elvis was in Hawaii doing his last concert before 69. And that with that book, and you can still get that book. Let me just find it here. With that book, you get, hang on. Yeah, a replica ticket to the show, and you also get a CD as well. Now the CD is just Elvis talking about his life, career, religion, football, the army, that sort of thing. His mother, but you get that free with the book, which is really well. But the reason I just brought that up is I was going to make another video about this subject, but I'll put it in this one. Now, Elvis obviously went to Hawaii to film Blue Hawaii. Cool. He went there to do this concert for the Arizona. Cool. Someone recorded it. Sweet. Thank you very much, whoever did that, because we've got a record of it. We can hear what it was. We know what he sung. It's been out in bootleg. FTD have put it out. Now, we also did 2 shows in Memphis. We got the interview. Sweet. Why haven't we got the concerts? Why did no one push the button? Why did no one think of it? The biggest blunder in music, to be honest, as far as I'm concerned. And backtracking a little bit, when Elvis did this concert, they were actually thinking about doing as in a special, television, that sort of thing. Now, I believe the Colonel wanted like $1 million for it. And they went, no, too much, we're not going to do it. How much would they have made off it over the last 50 years if they had? How nearsighted. And that's the same with the Memphis shows. We've got an interview, and it's a great interview, but no one pushed the button to record the shows. It's unbelievable. But anyway, that's enough of me ranting on about that. I just had to get it off my chest because I just find it just like, come on. So I'll leave it at that, and you guys have an excellent day or night, whichever part of the world you happen to be in, and stay safe. Make sure that you look both ways before crossing the road, and when you're driving your car, keep an eye out for motorbikes and that sort of thing, and little kids. And we'll catch you next time. See you later. Bye.